All right, now that we have the frog tape wrapped around our canvas, it's time to add black and white paint and brush it out for a gradient. If you didn't see how I did all of this green tape on this canvas, check out the previous video and then follow along on this one because you're not gonna wanna miss this. So we're gonna take the black paint, drizzle it on the sides right here, and then take the white paint and drizzle it down the middle, and then take our house-made brush and brush it out like this. If you don't have one of these and you need to know how to make it, click this link right here. It'll take you to the video and it'll show you everything you need to know to get to this point. First, what you do, wipe off your canvas, and then take your black paint, shake it, shake it, shake it. And this is not mixed with anything. This is straight black paint. Not mixed, not watered down, not anything. You're gonna take it, drizzle it on the side, do the same on this side. Shake your white paint. Same as this, there is no mix to this. And do another drizzle like that. And now, we have our paint. Next, what we're gonna do, is we're gonna take our brush. We're gonna get a nice stance, get the movement going, and then you start brushing away. But first, there's a really, really handy thing about these little thumbtacks. If you have a corner to your table, which I'm assuming you do, you can lock it on right here, and then put your legs against the canvas. That way, whenever you're brushing, the canvas won't go back and forth, back and forth. So clear your space so your brush isn't just hitting a bunch of stuff. Like I'm gonna move my paint out of the way. Everything else is fine. If you're doing a bigger canvas, you really wanna get an empty table. You don't want anything on the sides, anything that you can knock off. You wanna eliminate all of that. So let's put our paint aside. Again, locking on right here. Take your brush, wipe it out. You don't want any loose bristles as much as possible getting into your paint. It's probably gonna happen, but that's why we have our palette knife right here. That's there so we can start picking them out in a little bit. You'll see. I might not get any this time, but it happens for the most part. Get a nice stance, get your legs on it. Now brush. Flip the brush around. Now, instead of putting your wet brush on the table, if you have something like an egg crate or something to raise it off the table, put it there and then put your brush without the bristles, the wet part, touching it. So now, it looks like we have all of our edges covered. Now we want to look to make sure there are no bristles in the paint. And this one is a little bit different. This came out like a triple gradient. You have 3 white edges right here. And that's because of the way I have my brushes set up. And this is the reason we cover the edge of the canvas. Because if you didn't have that covered, all of that would be painted black. It even got on the table a little bit, which I'm gonna wipe up so it doesn't stick. All right, so that is the basics of making a gradient. What I'm gonna do now is something you don't have to do to your canvas, but I'm gonna go in a little bit of a different direction with this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little more white paint. Just a little bit, not too much, right? And one more. Lied. Let me go. So this one's a little bit different. It's not just your normal gradient, but when it dries, it's gonna have these textures to it. And then I'm gonna add another layer on top of it and make it really, really pop. All right, so now we're gonna take the tape off. But remember, we have to take it off in a specific order. We need to do these two edges, and then we can do the long edges. But while you're doing it, you want to make sure your hands are clean the whole time. If you start getting paint on your hands and then you start touching the edge of your canvas, you're gonna get paint everywhere. You don't want that. You want clean, perfect white edges. So just be careful. But that's why you want to know what you're peeling up first, so that you don't get it stuck everywhere. All right, now our two short edges are done. Now we go long edges. Let's do this one. And I'm gonna turn the canvas and do the other one. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this aside, let it dry, and then I'm gonna add another layer on top of it to really bring it to life. So let's put this over there and let it dry.